Some of the prisoners in Syria's Sadnaya prison, where they were held and tortured, have forgotten their names. This is reported by CNN with reference to the representative of the Syrian Civil Guard. According to Farouk Habib, who is the Deputy Director General of the White Helmets volunteer organization, there is a woman among those released who was detained when she was 19 years old. She was raped repeatedly while in prison and gave birth to 3 children. The children never left the prison walls. Other people lost their minds or forgot who they were while imprisoned. Some did not know their names or even where they were from, the TV station added. CNN notes that despite the hope that a large number of missing people would be found in the prison, only a few thousand people were being held there when the Assad regime fell. The remaining prisoners were either executed, buried in mass graves, or transferred to other detention centers. The organization is now looking for other secret prisons around the country and offering financial rewards for information. According to Habib, they have already received thousands of messages. The TV channel adds that at least 200,000 Syrians are reported missing, some of them kidnapped or detained by the Assad regime. The Mail Online adds that the released Syrian prisoners are shivering, not able to speak, and have significant memory problems. The journalists reported on Jordanian national Osama Bashir al-Batain, who was released from prison this week after 38 years in prison. The man was arrested in 1986 when he was 18 years old, at which time his family reported him missing. The same year Osama was detained, Syrian soldiers arrested another 18-year-old university student, Ali Hassan al-Ali, who was also behind bars until this week. His family had not seen or heard from him for nearly 40 years, so they did not recognize the man straight away. The journalists added that there are many foreigners in detention, including Suhail Hamawi from Lebanon, who returned to his country after 33 years of imprisonment on December the 9th. Sadnaya prison, also known as the Human Slaughterhouse, is a military prison near Damascus in Syria that was controlled by the regime of Bashar al-Assad and before that by his father Hafez al-Assad. The prison was used to hold thousands of prisoners, both common civilians and anti-government rebels, regime opponents and political captives. The operations management for the Syrian rebels, led by the Hayat Tahrir al-Sham group, told Al Arabiya that the jailer reportedly revealed to them the whereabouts of more detainees and a secret ward at the prison. Gruesome details of the detention facility were quickly brought to light when rebels took over Damascus, including a machine used to crush the bodies of those sentenced to death. Harrowing images have been shared, showing the extent of torture the prisoners were subjected to. Sednaya prison was divided into 2 sections. It included the white prison, which had wards for ordinary detainees, and the red prison, where people given the death sentence were placed, sometimes without fair and proper trials. Amnesty International reports that around 13,000 pro-opposition Syrians were killed at the facility between the years 2011 and 2016. Assad and his family fled to Moscow, where they were given political asylum. Russia had helped prop up the Assad regime during the country's war that erupted in 2011 and has killed hundreds of thousands of people and devastated much of Syria.
The return of Jordanian detainee after spending almost 4 decades in the notorious Sadnaya prison in Syria has sparked intense discussions across social media outlets and the Jordanian public. According to Jordan Times, Foreign Ministry spokesperson Sufyan Quetta announced the arrival of Jordanian citizen Osama Bashir Bateina, who had been detained in the former Syrian regime's prisons, through the Jabr crossing. Osama Bashir Bateina, a Jordanian national who was arrested in 1986 during his visit to Syria as a student. He reunited with his family today after 38 years in the infamous Sednaya prison. He is in a tragic condition and suffers from memory loss. The DNA test results for the man freed from Syria's Sednaya prison, initially believed to be Osama Bashir Bateina, has been released. The DNA test comparing the individual, who was thought to be our son Osama Bashir Bateina after his release from Sednaya prison in Damascus, with samples from Mr. Bashir Bateina and other family members, has confirmed no match. Thus, the individual is definitively not Osama Bateina. Nidal al-Bateina, former Minister of Labor, said in a statement. We thank our national security apparatus for their meticulous handling of this case, from the individual's arrival at the Jaber border crossing to conducting thorough lab tests and communicating with us promptly and professionally. We will continue his treatment and rehabilitation while pursuing efforts to reunite him with his family. Significant leads have emerged from recent communications, one of which appears promising. We will share updates in due course, and this matter will remain open with the relevant authorities, the statement added.
اي والله هو هذا اردني من زمان اخوان هذا مضبوط هذا من 40 سنه هذا من زمان الاخوان
40 سنه 40 سنه
يا حبيب هذا اردني واليوم جو سلوا عليه اهله اي اهلك موجودين مضبوط كلامه من 40 سنه ساكن احنا كنا واجه هلا
من اربد
وين اربد؟
العراق بعمان
اربد والعراق لا من الاردن الجو سلوا عليه اليوم يا عمي تعرف كم سنه صار لك مسجون
يا عمي اهلك هون اهلك
من زمان جمال عبد الناصر من اخوان هذا من ايام 83
سنة 1983
اخذتوا اسمه هذا اخذت اسمه
الله اكبر
يا شباب الاخوان ما كانت 83
على كلام الاخوان
83 على جمال عبد الناصر قبل